Unmuted, baby.
Hey.
Hey. Let me turn up the music a bit. It was hard to tell if you were going to be louder than the music, but I think we're fine.
Okay, good.
That's not like an insult or anything.
I wouldn't want to be lost in the music. I do get easily lost.
Lost in the stereo. Yeah, so we are discussing Meme of the Year for Netsurfer Pro. This is spoilers for the Netsurfies for this year, by the way.
Early spoilers. This
Early
is,
spoilers.
you're signing up for it.
Yeah. So, let's see. How does this look? Yeah, so we've got a list of, 16?
Yes,
Memes from
we got
this
it up
year?
to 16.
16
there were
memes
quite
from
a
this year.
few. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, if you're unfamiliar, this is Galen, co-host of Netsurfer Pro, that's talking with me.
Yep. Hello, it's me, Galen, co-host of Netsurfer Pro.
Yes.
Here today with Matthew, Marissa,
AKA Twack.
to decide what is the meme of 2023.
What's the meme of 2023? So, we have a little double-sided bracket here, and I think we're just gonna hop into it now.
Yeah, you did start. Now, I want to point out, you started with possibly two of my favorite this year.
Really?
Yeah, so this is going to be real
Right.
fun right off the bat.
So I should mention this was unseeded and randomized.
Nice.
So yeah. So first off, we have Tatsuo Leave Me Alone, and One Must Imagine Sisyphus. So One Must Imagine Sisyphus, I'll let you describe that one.
Yes. So
You are, after all, a huge you are a huge libertarian, of course, so you're very familiar with this.
Of course, indeed. So, famously, as we know from the Netsurfer Pro program, the Netsurfer Program, as people sometimes call it. So, One Must Imagine Sisyphus Happy is the long and short of it is edits of some kind of repetitive task that keeps resetting, overlaid with a guitar sting and a picture of Sisyphus rolling up the boulder. It's probably one of my favorite because people have applied it to a lot of very silly things. A lot of like, oh boy, I just got a knock. Hang on a second.
Uh-oh. Knock at the door. And the music stopped right upon the knock. It's not even October.
Unfortunately, I might have. I think I need to be stepping away for a moment. I'm very sorry about this.
Uh-oh. How long of a moment?
I imagine this might be a couple of minutes, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll be back in a moment.
Okay, that's fine.
Entertain people.
I'm so entertaining, honestly. Okay, let's see. Well, that's unfortunate. You know, we were gonna do this whole discussion thing. Here. Let's play Minesweeper. Oh shit, hold on, you can see my bookmarks. Let's go, hold on. How do I do this again? Let's see, what should I pull up here? Wait, I can just hide my bookmarks. Never show the bookmarks. Alright. Now let's play Minesweeper. There we go. Alright, so obviously, just start off. Got that feature going. Again, I need to note, this is only for a few minutes, as Galen is currently doing something, and he had to answer his door. at some point, my dog will probably go nuts because we are expecting a package. So I've noticed that this is 2. This 2 is 1, so there has to be 1 here. Which means that's fine. Oh, right, that 2 was already figured out. So that's that. Think it has to be there? Yeah. Ooh, logic. That one's solved, Those are all good, yeah. That's there. Could be there, which would then be, that's messed up. That's solved. Okay. Then I can do that. Ooh. Doesn't that mean it has to be that? No.
All right, I am back.
Oh, you're back. Okay, cool. I don't have to play Minesweeper anymore.
Yeah. Apologies about that.
No, you're fine. Okay, so yeah. One must imagine Sisyphus is very relatable, and it's funny how it's dramatic for, just everyday life.
Yeah, I like the edits and stuff that are a lot of, like, video game repetitive tasks.
Yeah.
Literally rolling up a boulder in Breath of the Wild or something.
Or, like, Kingdom Hearts 2, you have to push a cart up a hill with Roxas.
Yep.
Yep. And then Tetsuo Leave Me Alone is a scene from Akira where Tetsuo is, like, getting psychic flashes, I think, from the, like, other kids that were experimented on, going, like, Akira!
Yes.
And he goes, leave me alone!
Leave me alone!
And people replace the psychic flashes with any other, like, intrusive thought or thing you think about all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, these 2 are both great. I'm not sure which one I would prefer.
So, on one hand, I don't want to say recency bias. Like, I'm trying to, lower amount of recency bias, but I also don't want to, be do the exact opposite and be like, well, any meme that's earlier should be, better.
Yeah.
I think the trick here is what we are choosing is state of the meme, or is the meme of the year for 2023. And I feel like if anything in 2023 felt like 2023, it was probably Sisyphus.
Yeah.
Like, that's my pitch here. It's that Sisyphus, it captures the spirit of 2023.
I can understand that. I can accept that. Yeah. I think, like, the Tetsuo one is really good and pretty applicable, but the Sisyphus one is just, like, I don't know, it's very relatable. And I mean, the Tetsuo one's also relatable, but, like, I don't know. I think, like, the Sisyphus one has a lot of layers to it. Especially the, like, Randian... was it Rand that actually came up with the phrase in the first place?
I don't think it was Rand, but at the same time, I don't know who it was.
Yeah, but sort of the history of it is kind of adds to the fun of it, almost.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can accept that. Next we have Glaunch and Barbenheimer. So Glaunch I am using as an umbrella term to refer to kind of the entire oeuvre of Pizza Tower.
Yes.
I think I'm using that word right. Pizza. So Glaunch in particular is one Pizza Tower, like, comic that I believe the Pizza Tower dev made.
I did just look it up very quickly. Also
Yeah.
saw the other...
Yeah.
I saw the other definition of launch.
Yep. So we're
really
talking about Pizza Tower, and then Barbenheimer was sort of the phenomenon of Barbie and Oppenheimer releasing at the same time and being, like, near polar opposites.
Yeah.
And people really latching onto that, which reminded me of Dominal Crossing.
Yes. It's a lot of people have made that comparison, and I very much agree with it.
Yeah.
Of, like, Yeah, the big crossover event of, you know, one horrific thing and one light and pretty thing.
Mm-hmm.
I say light.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so this is, like, I want to say Barbenheimer. I think Barbenheimer was just, like, as much as Pizza Tower did change the internet in many ways, or at the very least was a very popular, like, moment in time on the internet. Excuse me. Barbenheimer was national, where Pizza Tower was really popular on the internet, and I think Barbenheimer is a better, like, once again, a better representation of 2023.
Yeah, so Pizza Tower had like a lot of sub memes, and it was popular, but I don't know if I would call Pizza Tower a meme itself, which is kind of why I put Glaunch instead of just Pizza Tower.
Yes.
It like, it was popular, but I feel like it belongs in a different bracket or a different category of the Netsurfies. Whereas Barbenheimer was definitely more of a meme, and it had a lot more widespread appeal, like you said. I also think it's just very funny how it's about, like, Barbie, which was a great movie, and then, like, a Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah.
Like, I think even more so than Doom and Animal Crossing, the juxtaposition of the two properties here is incredibly funny.
It really is. Oh, man.
So yeah, I'm gonna give it to Barbenheimer.
Yeah, Barbenheimer makes the most sense here.
Mm-hmm. All right. Dracula Flow versus the Roman Empire. Who would win? Specifically, how often do you think of the Roman Empire?
Yes. So, this might be a very good time to admit something.
Mm-hmm.
I've never actually watched Dracula Flow.
That's fair. I've seen parts of it. It's hefty. It's a lot to get through. It's a difficult text.
I have seen bits and pieces here and there, and I like what I see. It is very, very fun.
Dracula Flow is one of the most quotable things of the year.
Yeah.
Roman Empire, though, so the bit was like, it was like a TikTok meme where women would ask their husbands or boyfriends how often they thought of not the Holy Roman Empire, just how often they thought of the Roman Empire.
Yeah,
with
not Germany. Come on now.
With, like, the men saying pretty frequently. Now, I think this is very gender affirming because I don't often think about the Roman Empire, so...
I think about the Roman Empire every now and again, which matches up to my pronouns, so...
Yeah, exactly. But I think, like, the fact that the Roman Empire was sort of like a normie meme really, really makes me want to give it the win here. Like, Dracula Flow is still pretty niche, and it's incredibly high quality, but, like, it didn't escape as much, you know?
Yeah. Dracula Flow, I've seen people making memes off of it and quoting it. Yeah. I do think the Roman Empire, like you said, had the broader kind of normie appeal.
I think there's like two of these that my sister knew about when I brought up some of the ideas we had.
Yes.
At like family dinner, and Roman Empire and Barbenheimer were those two.
Yeah, I think that Roman Empire deserves a win here.
Yeah. I think it's very funny, and also it's good, like, criticism of gender roles and, like, you know, like, I think there's a lot of really fun sort of gender commentary within it, which is very salient. Okay.
All right, so next up we have the Curse of Ra on
followed by several hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
So this is sort of a two-part meme, because when I first saw Curse of Ra, it was in a fighting game Discord, and it was like, to all Blaze Blue players, Curse of Ra, like cursing them to do poorly in tournament. Yeah. But then later I found that people made videos of it with the Shifting Sandland music. So now whenever people hear Shifting Sandland music on, like, Twitch, they'll type out Curse of Ra in the chat.
Nice. That's actually really funny. I didn't know about that second part.
Yeah, it has a song associated with, which gives it points.
Yes.
I love Curse of Ra because it's like a jump scare almost. Like I love a good use of text tone, like typing tone, and suddenly having it switch from normal like writing to all caps and then all these hieroglyphics gives it a certain tone and vibe to the text itself.
Yeah.
That's like a sudden, dark, sharp, harsh. You know, it's a curse. You could tell it through the writing.
Also, it happens to be my favorite Lemon Demon track, Text Tone Telephone.
Nice. I Am a Surgeon, Dr. Han, then, is from The Good Doctor, which is a controversial show, to say the least.
Yeah. I think there was a brief period somewhere in 2023 where a lot of like daytime television shows, people like, because of, I'm willing to bet, you know, random YouTubers doing deep dives into various shows, just general like same kind of principle as like Columbo posting of, you know, they're available so people watch them on streaming services. So, like, you know, there was a bit of a resurgence, and as such, there was also a number of memes off of some of the worse shows.
I don't think The Good Doctor is a daytime show.
I don't know if it was a daytime, like, television show, but
I think it's a primetime drama.
Yeah, I'm lumping it in with, like, that era of, you know, like, prestige television, medical drama, you know, law enforcement.
Isn't it currently airing?
I'm fairly certain not.
It's like from the last few years, though.
It probably was. Hang on. 2017 is the... Oh, wait. Oh, it is still airing. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Okay.
Do your fucking research, dude.
So here, I would like to personally apologize to all The Good Doctor fans. When I made this video, I never thought I'd have to apologize.
I just want to have accurate details.
Okay, what happened here is that I saw the whole steez of it. I saw how all of it looked in the I Am a Surgeon scene. And I literally just thought it was from, like, the late 2000s, early 2010s.
No, it's not.
Because it looks exactly like a show.
Part of the reason it became so big on the internet, as far as, like, people criticizing it, was because it's currently airing.
It is current airing. Oh
so,
my God.
okay, The Good Doctor is a show about an autistic doctor, and that has seen a lot of controversy because they have used, like, Autism Speaks as a reference, and Autism Speaks is not very, good. You know, it's not very good. Most autistic people do not like it. They have so many problems. In this specific scene, it was that, like, so Dr. Han is played by, I don't know the actor's name. It's the guy that played Jin from Lost. 1 second. Daniel Day-Kim. And he's just kind of stone-faced the whole time, while the actor who plays the eponymous Good Doctor, who is Freddie Highmore.
Freddie Highmore.
Who plays the character Sean Murphy, is like absolutely hamming it up, yelling that, "I am a surgeon, Dr. Han!" And like, I think the hamminess of it, like it's hard to tell that he's trying to play an autistic character here.
Yeah.
It's just a hammy scene. Like, I think, like, I saw some takes, like, you know, I don't want to get too much into it right now, but I think what made it so popular as a meme is how hammy the acting is and how much the other character does not care.
Yeah. It fits very well with the sort of like the Wojak and then Yes style of memes, and it also lends very well to YTPMVs.
Yeah, I think I still want to give it to Curse of Ra though.
I think that Curse of Ra Yeah,
I think
the Curse of Ra has more general staying power, and I think is also just a little funnier.
Yeah.
But I Am a Surgeon, Dr. Han did did provide a good number of laughs. Also, I think I realized why I mixed it up. I was mixing up The Good Doctor with the one like news program, the like We Reported the News. The
that
one.
We reported the news.
The one where they kill Osama bin Laden and then some guy sees a pilot and he's like, "Thank you for your service." Anyway.
Yeah, when you mentioned Columbo posting, I did want to mention that an honorable mention, I said mention like 5 times, an honorable mention was the detectives who could catch Kira chart.
Yes.
Which was a very minor meme, but it's incredible and very well done.
It's really good.
Okay, hard one.
Yes!
How hungry.
I'm very excited.
So this was a comic of like, just like a stick figure going like, "I'm so hungry," and then a super detailed horse turns around and says, "How hungry," while looking at the camera. Yeah. Wonderful comic.
It's 10 out of 10. It is like infinitely replicable. There are a whole lot of permutations you can immediately make. Like it lends very well to just quoting. I love it. Mm-hmm. Perfect meme. And along with this perfect meme, we've got yet another perfect meme, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, guy breaking the thing at the mall. "What are you doing? Mega Man drops January 7th. Listen, I was never book smart, I'm money smart. Makes me more intelligent. Call me Mr. Rock Festival. I've got hella bands. Shoddy cute, Inner Circle 2, told her get a friend.
I'm a slut.
She don't make me slide with my dog like a Mega Man."
That's it, yes.
So, that was the like TikTok. The guy runs very funny.
Yeah, the guy has a very funny run. I've seen a couple of edits that are literally just like, after he says "listen," it's a sped up run with like, you know,
cartoon peeling out sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he posted that. Somebody made a YTPMV of that to Beware the Forest Mushrooms. Then somebody dubbed that like a cappella. So it was, I was never book smart, I'm money smart.
I want to say that the acapella actually happened first.
No, it didn't.
Just because it didn't?
It did not.
Because the versions I've seen of the acapella have had, they had like no backing track or anything. They just had the person acapella.
Yeah, that's what acapella means.
I mean, yes, but...
No, the YTPMV came first, and then the redub came afterwards.
I'll trust you on this because you were correct about The Good Doctor. Mm-hmm. So I'm fairly certain you know everything about all memes. Actually.
I just know what I know.
I know what I know, and I don't what I don't.
Yeah, that's what what's her name says in Monogatari. So yeah, people started making other remixes. People made funny meme edits of the video itself. I also like the one where he sees the guy breaking the thing, and then he like turns around and runs away like, "Oh my god, that guy's going nuts." I don't want to get anywhere near him. And then I also love the home videos one where it's Coach McGurk talking to Brendan, and he's like, "Brendan, you know, I was never book smart. Brendan. You know what I am, though? I'm money smart. Makes me more intelligent, Brendan."
Oh god, I love the Jay-Z Mega Man meme because it's like one thing that I think is very important is that there's one, like you pointed out, there's one good bar in this song. It's the very final one. It's the Mega Man line.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is just so...
The lyrics are so bad.
They're so not good.
Though a lot of meme like rap lines have the hook, like the first line, really iconic.
Yeah. Yep.
I think like another good example was the Wrestle with Jeff, Prepare for Death, like Dino Flask Overwatch rap that he made out of Jeff, what was his name? Jeff Kaplan? Made out of Jeff Kaplan quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Famous
Oh, man.
Tiggle Bitties, as he was known back in the day. It reminds me of that, where like you can kind of post just the first line and people will know what you're talking about. I love that this is now new lyrics to Beware the Forest Mushrooms.
Yes.
Seeing as the previous lyrics got canceled. Also, this year also gave us the Pikmin song, which is another honorable mention for this.
Yes.
I think it had less outreach than J-Eazy Mega Man, though. Also, I love that people are now finding the thing at the mall where this was filmed.
Yes, I saw Quentin Reviews' tweet at one point.
Yeah.
That was like, visited a mall of no cultural significance whatsoever today.
I love, like, meme monuments when
Yes.
a location becomes relevant to a meme, and then, like, you can make a pilgrimage there.
Okay, we have to pick one of these.
Yeah. It's so hard.
This is very difficult. I want to say I have seen generally more staying power from How Hungry, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's more replicable. I think it has kind of the a similar appeal to like the breakdancing cat, where there's a whole lot of like weird niche jokes you can make within different fandoms with it.
Mm-hmm.
J-Eazy Mega Man I love, but it is primarily like the Mega Man and the acapellas.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. But I think that How Hungry has the staying power to stay past it, whereas I think that Mega Man kind of came and went.
Yeah, I will say, as a mashup artist, it's great to have a new, like, vocal track to put with things, a new meme song. But I'm gonna say this is like a 3-2 victory for How Hungry.
Yeah,
I think I understand that. How Hungry has more breadth and probably more staying power than. J-Eazy Mega Man has a lot of quality memes behind it.
Yes.
But I think, like, there's a lot that's already been sort of plundered from it. A lot of the space has been mined. People have already made sort of avant-garde deconstructions a la Loss. But, I don't know. Next one, Mauschly versus Boy Kisser. You want to take this?
Sure.
I've just been talking a lot.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, Mauschly and Boy Kisser. Mauschly was a meme that popped up around the time of the Resident Evil 4 remake. It was, I think, in response to a tweet that was essentially imagined the titular Ashley of the game.
It's not titular.
Her
she
name
is the Resident Evil.
Her name is actually Ashley Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
And she's the president's daughter. The president is President Resident Evil 4.
Oh, President Evil.
President Evil. That's a Hideo Kojima name. Anyway, it imagined Ashley as a tiny mouse that you had to protect.
Like an Animal Crossing mouse specifically.
Yeah. I believe it inspired an artwork of Ashley as the mouse that was very adorable, and it kind of became a bit of an art meme of people making various permutations on this small little character that captured the internet, much like a Wah-Peach or a Bowsette.
Yeah, I was gonna say Wah-Peach is an honorable mention, but it's too recent. But
Yes.
you see this a lot when, like, there are times where a new character will drop, and all the artists on Twitter in, like, other art spaces will just, go in on it. Especially if it's furry.
Yes.
But, like, because, furries love their art memes and characters. Like, you see this with, like, the Jacko pose as well. That's not as much a character as it was a
pose meme.
pose. And yeah, you mentioned Bowsette and Wah-Peach. I think Bowsette was sort of a big shift in this. And then I kind of want to say, like, NecoArc and Bridget were also big contributors to this being a ongoing, repeating thing.
Yeah, I think that NecoArc Neko Arc is never going to be on one of these brackets because
I mean, it was. I would say last year would have been the year because that's when TL came out, and that's when Neko Arc was in.
But we had to give it to Morbius. Anyway, I think that Neko Arc is an underrated mention and like the inspiration of this because it does kind of have a similar vibe of like a little scamp.
But Mauschly is less like mischievous and more playful,
which I do also really like. I like the small mouse. She's very adorable, and she walks like Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, the skitter, or like Hamsar.
Yeah. I'm the president's daughter.
That's good.
So, Boy Kisser.
Yeah.
Boy Kisser is, I would probably classify it more as a Discord meme. It's a little gif of like a little furry dude, usually looking at the camera mischievously, with the text, "You like kissing boys, don't you?" It's very reminiscent of Hotline Miami in this way. And at the beginning, and if you allow me a few hours, I will tie the two together in this video essay.
Are the Hotline Miami characters furries? I mean, they always wear animal masks.
But they're usually rubber animal masks, so they're rubberies.
I mean, I've seen furries with rubber animal masks.
I have
Anyways.
too. So, okay.
I think like. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
I think once again this is going to be a question here of like a zeitgeist of a moment in time, that being the Resident Evil 4 remake, versus kind of a slow burn ongoing meme throughout the year that just I think didn't have the most relevance. I don't see either of these going past round 2.
I've seen a lot of Boy Kisser stuff, especially on like queer Twitter.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't think it had. I feel like it's still in development. Like it's still in the pot, cooking, boiling. Like I think there will be a
rearranging furniture.
Yeah, rearranging beds, eating what's available. But like, yeah, it's. I heard somebody refer to it as like gay Pepe, and I was like, that's not quite correct, but not quite wrong either.
Yeah, more correct than it should be.
I feel like I want to give it to Mauschly.
Yeah,
because like I feel like Boy Kisser isn't quite ready yet.
Yeah, I would generally agree with that. I think that like in the same way that like I think Jay-Z Mega Man like hopped up and then is on its way out. Mauschly is already on its way out, but because of that, I think it's a little easier to like look back on it as this little fun little zeitgeist moment. Whereas Boy Kisser is still either baking or it's going to forever be half baked.
Yeah. Next one, Planet of the Bass and Shadow Wizard Money Gang. Planet of the Bass. Okay, hold on. I should have written this down, but it is a song made by a comedian named Kyle Gordon, and it is a parody of like Eurobeat techno club stuff.
Yeah, Y2K Eurobeat.
Very like Bass Hunter. And it started out as just, I believe, a TikTok.
Yeah, it wasn't originally a full song.
Yeah, and then it got so popular that he made it a full song and gave it a music video.
Which is pretty good.
It has incredible lyrics like, life, it never die, woman are my favorite guy. Which is absolutely beautiful. It's a great meme song, whereas I think J-Eazy Mega Man was one that was sort of made fun of, this is made fun with.
Yes.
It is good satire or like parody, but it's also the type of parody that sounds good and like is still good to listen to, and it is endearing, and like that's part of what makes it a good parody. Like, it doesn't seem to come out of malice towards Eurobeat. Pure enjoyment of like the silliness of it. And it also plays into Y2K nostalgia, which is the current nostalgia wave.
And I hope it's forever the current nostalgia wave.
Shadow Wizard Money Gang.
Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells.
Plays into the internet's obsession with wizards.
Yep.
Remember how like a year or two ago we had Pondering the Orb?
Wizard posting is evergreen, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I believe it is a sample from the beginning of songs. In like, you know, same way as something like DJ Khaled or Jason Derulo. It's not exact in that case.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is that it's, you know, a signifier of the group. And it's really funny.
Yeah.
Like, it is objectively just a funny, like, 4 words to put together. It is, like you said, plays very well into the wizard posting on the internet. It added another repertoire of little dudes in coats.
Yeah, that too. I saw images about Shadow Wizard Money Gang before like the audio part of it.
Yeah.
I think it started with just images of like Shadow Wizard Money Gang. I think oh,
I wouldn't be surprised if this was like originally a Tumblr meme of like somebody drew it with like the audio, you know?
So
like go ahead.
Oh, I was going in a different direction.
Go ahead then. Yeah.
This kind of plays off of like, it's like a satire of hustle culture almost.
Yeah.
Like the money gang part, and it's always like accompanied by, you know, holding fat wads of ones, you know, making it rain and shit like that. Like there is like the rap crew sort of element to it, but I think also it is funny to imagine wizards in this scenario.
Yeah.
Like wizards are funny, especially the little guy wizards in coats, the like black mages, you know, Vivi.
Yeah. Yep.
But like to then take that and give them this like hustle.
Yeah, Sigma grind set style, like hustle culture twist. It and while also kind of subverting it, like you said, with like, you know, holding the bunch of ones and stuff.
Well, I'm just using that as an example. I don't have like an image up that I'm looking at or anything.
Fair enough.
Between the two, I feel like Shadow Wizard Money Gang was more of a meme. Even though I think, well, maybe Planet of the Base was a TikTok meme, so...
Yeah, I think that Planet of the Base was more of a TikTok meme, and I don't want to be like prejudiced against TikTok memes or anything.
I'm not on TikTok, so like my like intake of memes, my perception is skewed away from it to begin with.
Yeah, I am on TikTok, but I'm also like, I'm not where a lot of the current stuff is, basically. I'm not on a popular TikTok. I'm not on the zeitgeist TikTok. I'm on whatever the algorithm has decided to give to me.
You're on TikTok for freaks.
Basically. Yeah. It might be us bias. I'm still personally voting Shadow Wizard Money Gang. I think that Shadow Wizard Money Gang was just a little funnier, personally. I think that Planet of the Base was endlessly quotable, but like the core itself, I think that, you know, it was fun and a fun moment in time. I like Shadow Wizard Money Gang a lot more.
So I think Planet of the Base is funnier, and I love a good meme song, but I think Shadow Wizard Money Gang is more of a social thing. Like, this is something I think about with memes, is that there are memes which are people reacting to something that somebody has made. And those are like, I don't really have a good term for it. Maybe I'll think of one by the time we do this episode. But then Shadow Wizard Money Gang is more about, like, people taking something and making it their own and, like, sharing it.
Yeah.
Because, like, the way memes spread is really a social thing. That's like the whole what makes them memes. But sometimes there's a meme which is just like, everyone look at this thing. And then there are memes that are everyone take this thing and do something with it. And I think Planet of the Base was much more of the former, whereas the latter ones are typically, I think, the like bigger ones.
Yeah.
That being said,
so
I'm just gonna give it to Skibbity Toilet. No, okay.
All right, yeah. So we know who's going to win here. Slightly unfortunately, although I like Whoa Pipe Bomb. It was I think it was a little more of like, we need another one.
Yeah.
However, the Miku like audio of Whoa 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 Pipe Bomb was quite good. This was a pretty good year for Miku posting. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I believe that the Happy Birthday Miku was an audio from much earlier.
I want to say it was last December. I'm trying to remember the Germa stream where it actually happened.
Last December.
I think it was last year, but like late last year.
But the very next
could have been
day,
early this year. Like I want to say it was last winter. Anyways, it's funny. So, yeah. It's a good animation meme.
It's not Skibbity Toilet.
It's not Skibbity. I'm sorry. Yeah. Skibbity Toilet is... I don't want to talk about it right now because I feel like that would be spoiling too much.
Basically, I am going to be quite surprised if Skibbity Toilet is not what we pick ultimately.
Yeah.
But so yeah,
Round
we're gonna save that discussion. Round 2.
One must imagine Sisyphus beating Barbenheimer. What do you think about these two?
All right, so Barbenheimer was a zeitgeist moment. Sisyphus, I think, is more pure to a meme. However, the question then I think becomes, did the zeitgeist moment of Barbenheimer outdo the sort of like general staying appeal of One Must Imagine Sisyphus?
I think it did.
I think it did. I think that the Sisyphus memes were pretty funny, and the ones I still see are pretty amusing, but I imagine it's not going to survive deep into 2024. Barbenheimer is already, in the past, but, like, it was a cultural moment, like you've already said, and like many people have already said, much like the Doom Crossing event.
Yeah, it was also similar to, like, Gentle Minions or some of the Morbius stuff, but to a much larger degree, and to a degree that way more people participated in.
Yes.
And, like, Gentle Minions was, like, a very ironic thing of, like, what if we all showed up to this dumb kids movie in suits? Barbenheimer was almost sincere for a lot of people, like, getting into the theme of post-apoc, like, or not even post-apoc, but just, like, World War II Barbie.
Yeah.
Some post-apoc using, like, Fallout as an inspiration, but...
It was a cultural moment, and what kind of elevated it, I think similar to, like, you're right that it's quite similar to, like, Gentle Minions or in some ways Morbius, but I think what really cements it like Doom Crossing is that the things that we got out of it, the two movies, were both genuinely quite good movies, in much the same way that we got one very good game and Doom Eternal. Dab on the haters. I think Barbenheimer wins this. It was a cultural moment that I think we're going to be talking about in past tense more often than we're going to talk about One Must Imagine Sisyphus.
Yeah.
But Sisyphus will forever live in my heart, as he does in everyone's heart.
I think this goes to sort of the question regarding meme of the year, which is like, are we talking about the highest quality meme, or the meme with like the most overall quality, the meme that is the biggest or best on the internet? Because I think like the appeal, the wide reach of Barbenheimer is part of what makes it such a contender for meme of the year. Yeah. Because it went from like internet meme to almost like the Sagan, was it Carl Sagan? Or was it Richard Dawkins? Dawkins. It was almost to the Dawkinsian sort of definition of meme.
Like of actual like cultural like DNA moments.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's very potent. And similarly, that's why I kind of want to give this round to Roman Empire.
Yeah, I would generally agree. I like Curse of Ra more. I think that Roman Empire, like you said, is more equivalent to, you know, the year. It was more of a thing of like you said, it was something your sister knew. So
and also, okay, I need to talk about the narratives we are constructing in this bracket. So we had the two furry memes together, and now we have two animal-related like art memes. Yep. Also, we have two normie memes on this side, and both of them relate to gender roles in our like a gender discussion. Because a big thing of the Barbenheimer bit was that, like, Oppenheimer was aggressively masculine and, like, toxically masculine, whereas Barbie is fucking Barbie.
Yeah.
Like, the gender part played into that a lot, and then Roman Empire is specifically a gendered, like, discussion and sort of a way.
How often does your man think about the Roman Empire?
Yeah. So we got some very fun connections here. I think this is
some real interesting sociology here.
Yeah. So how hungry versus Mauschly?
Well, I know that Mauschly is pretty hungry because she's shaped like a cheese wedge.
She eats cheese too. That's a character trait, is that she really likes cheese.
Yep. I want to give it to How Hungry. Partially because of my own bias, partially because I think that the permutations of it is what really allowed it to stay faster. It stayed faster. It was like, I'm here, I'm super here right now. It's what allowed it to stay longer. And Mauschly, I do love the character. I love anything that adds to sort of like the canon of little dudes on the internet. I think that it came and went with the zeitgeist of the RE4 remake, and so I think it is a cultural time that is done in the past, and I could say, you know, similar to Barbenheimer, it was very good. I think in this case, because it didn't really breach out from, you know, from just an internet thing, because it didn't breach to, like, quote-unquote normie culture, I think it, you know, it deserves to be loved in the past, whereas How Hungry, I think, is still a little ongoing and still has, you know, some of the power that deserves to be recognized.
So I feel like this is a matchup that we would have to wait like 3 months to actually judge fairly.
Yeah,
because like I think How Hungry, my prognosis is a lot less positive than yours, because I think a lot of people have made really good bits with How Hungry. The comic itself is very funny,
yes,
but I think it has less revival possibility than Mauschly. Like, Mauschly being a character in the internet character canon means that you don't really need to have a reason to, like... You don't need to be clever with her, you just need to want to draw a character.
Yeah. There have been cases, if I just very briefly, there have been cases of, like, for example, Bowsette popping up very briefly because one artist makes is like, oh yeah, Bowsette, remember her? And so, you know, it causes little ripples. And I can very much see that of, like, you know, in sometime in 2024, some random artist is going to be like, remember Mauschly? And then we're going to get another wave.
Yeah. Whereas How Hungry, like, I don't want to say it's dead, but I do think it's going to become much harder, and it's already become much harder, to make, like, really funny and original jokes with it.
That's fair.
Because, like, there is sort of a framework to it, like, you know, I'm so blank, and then you call upon a saying where something would be incised by it.
Yeah.
So there's, like, eating things, and then there's the person who would be eaten, or thing that would be eaten, if you're non-devore, and...
kid who would be eaten named Finger.
Yeah, and then you have stuff like that, which is, like, other plays on sort of the bait and switch, like, name, or just playing off of existing phrases.
Yeah.
Has there been one that's, like, I can't wait to paint, and then Mike Ehrmantraut turns around and says, like, paint with what?
That would be pretty good, actually. Hang on, I'm gonna call up the producers after this. I think it's fine. Yup.
Mel Gibson?
Mel Brooks, actually.
Mel Brooks. God fucking damn it. That's one of my cursed Oberdin trios, is Mel Brooks, Mel Gibson, and why can't I think of his name? Gene Wilder. I don't know why Gene Wilder is in there. He doesn't start with an M or a G or a B. I mean, Gene, but... Oh, wait, no. He's part of the Gene Simmons. No, I'm talking about Michael Moore. That's the other one in the trio. It's Mel Brooks, Mel Gibson, and Michael Moore I get mixed up.
God, apology to Mel Brooks in that trio.
I know.
I don't know who I'm killing, but I definitely know who I'm marrying.
Gene Wilder is a different cursed Oberdin trio of Gene Wilder, Gene Simmons, and Richard Simmons.
So Mauschly?
Anyways, yeah. I really want to give it to Mauschly, but at the same time, I feel like I am putting too much weight on the future instead of the past. I honestly, like, while How Hungry is funny, I feel like Mauschly was a bigger meme.
Yeah.
I kind of hate to say it.
That's fair. I think giving it to Mauschly is perfectly fine, especially considering that it's not going to win.
Yeah, this is a 3-2 matchup. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
Which doesn't impact anything, and you can't even see it because I don't have the scores shown.
It matters to us.
Okay, Skibbity Toilet.
All right, so yeah, Shadow Wizard Money Gang and Skibbity Toilet. Once again, love you, Shadow Wizard Money Gang. I think you had a very good forum moment. Salute. We salute your service. Skibbity Toilet, gonna wait on you a little bit.
Okay.
We'll talk about it next round because I think it will be a genuine discussion for the final round.
Yes.
But, all right, Barbenheimer, Roman Empire. Are we
hard.
Positive femininity or toxic masculinity?
This is a hard one. These are like the same meme.
They kind of are. So, okay. Roman Empire, I think part of what makes Roman Empire funny is that, like, it is a surprising amount of men, or people who identify as men,
that's men.
You know, that's men.
You just described men.
I just described men twice. I also don't know why I necessarily had to say it, because, like, I'm fairly certain this is kind of, like, primarily part of the joke is that it's a lot of cis men.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of like your standard heterosexual cis male guy, man. It's like, hey, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? About, once a week. And so, like, part of what's interesting is that I think, like, Roman Empire was, a lot of the early stuff was, hey, ladies, you should ask your man how often he thinks about the Roman Empire. And, like, I think that's a really interesting angle, that it's, like, specifically telling people, like, you should go ask your man because it's really funny.
Yeah. There's a call to action involved.
But there was also a call to action with Barbenheimer.
Yeah.
Like, Barbenheimer was part of the zeitgeist because it was people going out to see the movies, and, like, oftentimes going out to see the movies one after the other as part of the, the duo.
Yeah,
and so, like,
I heard a lot of people say that actually kind of enriched the movies in some way by doing that.
Yeah, I honestly, I only saw Barbie because Barbie's really good.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie. But like, I do want to do a full Barbenheimer sit down watch through at some point. Get really fucked up with Oppenheimer at the end.
A good double feature.
Yeah.
I will say, it's easy to be cynical about Barbenheimer and be like, well, it's marketing actually. In like, Roman Empire feels a lot more organic in some regards, but at the same time, I don't know. It's so hard to say.
Yeah, I think that, so like, it was marketing to an extent, but I think it was like marketing, honestly, kind of like keep bringing up Doom Crossing, but like kind of like Doom Crossing. I think it was marketing that really started with the people noticing it and kind of like, you know, riffing on it. It started with the fans, TM, as it were.
Both of these are also really potent because they got people to think about like gender theory and stuff like that in a time where that's kind of taboo for a lot of like cis people.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it's a really interesting question of like, why do so many cis dudes think about the Roman Empire constantly? Or, you know, like the strange duality of like a very upbeat positive feminist movie versus a movie that's a lot about, like you said, toxic masculinity and, you know, the forcing of gender roles onto somebody. Like, it's and also blowing people up, but you know, in this framework, I want to say Barbenheimer. I think this is still close.
I'll give it to Barbenheimer.
Yeah, make this a 4-3 victory.
Yeah, famous first to 4 tournament we've got running here.
Yep.
Okay, are you ready to talk about Skibidi Toilet?
I am now ready to talk about Skibidi Toilet.
So, let me phrase it like this. How many of these memes have been in, like, all of the, like, Finger Family, like, YouTube Kids videos? Maybe Pizza Tower Pepino.
Yeah, it's... like, maybe Pizza Tower Pepino. I could see some Barbie resurgence with Barbenheimer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But Skibidi Toilet, like, created a new character in the, like, omniverse of the congealed mass of kids media on the internet.
It's also good.
Yeah.
Like, we talked about it on an episode of Netsurfer Pro. Like, it's not bad. It is a new Gmod meme, which is incredible. I mean, it's SFM, but it feels like Gmod in a lot of ways.
Yeah, plays upon a whole lot of the Gmod sensibilities, the G-Man as a character, the, like, default male 01 face.
The way that the models stretch and, like, move their face at weird angles is very Gmod, rather than the smoothness of actual animation in SFM. Well, actual, you know what I mean, keyframe animation.
Yeah. It's like the ongoing story it tells too is also just very interesting because, like, it's primarily visual storytelling, and so, like, you know, it crosses language barriers in an interesting way because you don't need to understand a whole lot of words, really. You don't need to understand any of the words in it. In fact, I don't understand any of the words in it. I don't know what the Skibidi song is.
I can understand the words to "Everybody Wants to Rule the World."
That is true.
It's fun, it's silly, it's stupid, but in a very, like, fun way. It's so easy to hate things that kids like, but it's really funny because, like, I've seen so many people, so many streamers be like, all right, let's watch this Skibidi Toilet thing. And then by the end of it, they're like, wait, that was great.
Yeah.
Because it really connects generations of people on the internet.
Yeah.
Like
It's
very rarely do these things that are popular with kids also reach these sort of 25 and older crowd.
Yeah. It's like, I know that there was a bit of a backlash against it just for sort of being the new thing that kids are on, but like, it's a cross generation. This is how you like start the conversation of like, you like Skibbity Toilet? Well, let me show you Kitty 0706. You know, one of the foundational Gmod animators. Like, this is how you bridge that gap. Is you're like, oh, you know, Skibbity Toilet? This was something made with the same stuff. Sport?
Mm-hmm. It's like, also, I mean, it has meme songs involved.
Yep.
It like got a lot of new kids into Tears for Fears, which is really funny.
Yup.
It also, I think like the fact that it's a toilet is so dumb, but that's part of the appeal, I think, is that it's very toilet humor. Like, that's the whole point. It never once flinches from that, though. I respect that a lot. I love the use of Skibbity now online as just like a nothing word that people make up definitions for.
Yep.
It's affected vocabulary in a way that not many of the other memes have. God.
Yeah, it's a confluence of multiple different, because like, it's an audio meme in that it is the Skibbity song and the Everybody Wants to Rule the World. It is a very visual meme because like it has incredibly iconic characters with the not just the Skibbity Toilet Man, although the Skibbity Toilet itself is extremely iconic, but also the camera dudes, the CRT dudes, like the ongoing. Yeah, the ongoing war itself is, you know, producing a lot of cool dudes, TM.
It's the new Among Us is how I would put it.
Yeah. And Among Us still basically has gaps in it, apparently, so... Yeah, no, Skibbity Toilet, I love it. It's really good. I think it's going to ultimately win, but this really is going to be a conversation.
This is a fucking hard finals. This is like last year's, because last year it was it?
It was Morbius and oh goodness,
was Goncharov or Kid Named Finger second?
It was Goncharov. I'm fairly certain it was Goncharov.
But Kid Named Finger was also pretty high up.
Yes, yeah. Kid Named Finger was. God. So yeah, this goes back to sort of what I was saying, which is that like Barbenheimer was the most widespread of these. Skibbity Toilet is a lot more niche, but is, I think, more indicative of the internet as a culture itself rather than the internet as a supplement to sort of other culture. Yeah. It's so I think the big question here, or at least one of the big things to consider, is essentially Skibbity Toilet is a meme that was very popular with kids. Barbenheimer was a meme that was very popular with like young adults and, you know, like the 20s crowd,
like Gen X to millennials.
Yeah, and like that doesn't inherently mean one is better than the other in any way. But, like, I think that that's part of why this is so hard, is just that they're targeting very different, like, cultures, and so because of that, it's hard to really quantify one over the other. It's, you know, Barbenheimer was very adult-oriented, not literally adult-oriented. Did you see that part where Barbie fucking kills Ken? That was brutal. Hydrogen bomb versus coughing
Barbie.
Yeah, coughing Barbie. Damn,
Atomic bomb
right
versus
there.
coughing Barbie. Yep.
So
it's.
Yeah.
I think like so. I have not been a fan for a long time of the way that the internet treats things that are popular with kids.
Yes.
And I like that Skibbity Toilet has sort of caused people to reconsider that to some extent. Because, like, a lot of the meme sort of, not quite edgelords, but like the meme lords that were making fun of things like that, or would make fun of things like FNAF or The Amazing Digital Circus nowadays.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They saw Skibbity Toilet, and a lot of them went, that's just like what I liked as a kid. It had the ego thing from Ratatouille, where he bites into the ratatouille and remembers himself. It's that, but he like watches Skibbity Toilet and sees like Penis Cupcake.
Yeah.
Or Spy Crab. Like, I think there is, but then Barbenheimer has like the gender commentary stuff. But part of why, so I want to give it to Skibbity Toilet. I think that's more on brand for us. But
yeah,
also part of it is that I still can't get over that Barbenheimer ultimately kind of settled on go pay for a movie, whereas Skibbity Toilet, but like Skibbity Toilet is a thing where it's mainly people reacting to something.
Yeah, I will say, if we're like if we're talking, okay, if we're going to talk very briefly, like, what harm theoretically have these done? Like, should I consider myself old if I don't know about half of these? No, don't worry. There are a good couple of these that I haven't seen, and I'm one of the co-hosts.
Yeah, don't worry. This is also like, you're not American, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of these are fairly Amerocentric.
Yeah. So like, Barbenheimer put money towards Mattel. Mattel sucks. Hasbro sucks. I think Hasbro recently just cut a bunch of jobs. And so, like, you know, it does kind of suck that, like, the end of it was go out and see a movie, which ultimately benefited, you know, two companies that don't strictly deserve it.
Oh yeah, another fun part of the genderness in Barbenheimer was that one's Christopher Nolan and the other is Greta Gerwig, which
is
also
really
has this like recent director with a lot of success versus director who's been on the scene for years with a lot of success.
Yeah.
And then when you consider like the last Nolan movie before Oppenheimer was Tenet, it gets even funnier.
Oh man.
Skibbity Toilet has a pureness to it though. Or purity is the way you would say the word.
Yeah.
That's the conjugation.
Yeah. It's just it is a piece of art that stands purely on its own, and like I can say that for like I don't know if you could say that for Barbie and Oppenheimer, and I don't even know if that would be a fair criticism given movie versus internet meme.
Yeah, I mean they're both movies you could watch.
Yeah.
And Barbie at least was a good movie.
Yeah, Barbie was a great movie. Oppenheimer, I've heard nothing bad. So, like, you know, both of them I assume stand on their own. Oh, God. This is hard.
Yeah. I don't want to flip a coin for this, because this feels like too important of a decision.
They're both good movies. Yeah. Like, it's...
Okay. Here's my...
I will say, I did briefly look up the creator of Skibbity Toilet, Da Fuck Boom, just to see, like, if Skibbity Toilet is still pulling numbers, and the answer is yes. Like, it's still getting, you know, the, like, multiple, like, tens of millions of views.
That's so many views. I haven't caught up.
How much money did how much money did Barbie and Oppenheimer make?
Versus Skibbity Toilet. No. Okay. Let's put a line in. Let's put a fence down here. I think this comes down to, do we want it to be an internet meme specifically, or a meme that was on the internet but was primarily in like the news and print media and like real life conversations, like I don't want to say, do we care about normie memes? Because clearly we do. We brought Barbenheimer all the way here.
Yeah.
But I think that's sort of what this decision's coming down to, because the core distinction between these is that one is like a mass appeal meme, and the other one is very appealing, but with a different like demographic. And it has multiple demographics, but like the thing that unites those is they are like terminally online.
Okay. So I wanna cast our minds back briefly to 2022, because we had Gontrov versus Morbius then. I hope that's correct. But we chose Morbius partially because it was essentially such a cultural event that like caused a company to straight up actually just lose a bunch of money, which was really funny. Whereas Gontrov was primarily online, but like it felt more of its time, and it was really good. But it was like we said that essentially the onlineness kind of constrained it a bit, whereas whereas Morbius like branched out. So I think this is a similar a similar situation, but I think in this case Skibidi Toilet just has done enough to kind of break out between the two. It's still pulling in massive numbers. It added multiple characters to the internet canon. It's like we have said multiple times, it's something that is very genuinely good. And people who, go into it initially and expecting to rag on it end up coming out fans of the series. Skibidi's homegrown versus Barbenheimer feels like it was grown in a lab. I would slightly disagree with that. I think a lot of Barbenheimer was genuine. Like, I think a lot of Barbenheimer was people being genuinely excited for two movies, and was also like, people just being being happy that there was this dual release again. But
here's a question. This doesn't have really any bearing on the memes itself. Do you think in the future studios are going to release certain movies on the same day to try and force a meme?
Oh, I am certain we're going to have like at least one more event like that they're going to try and market. Like we're gonna get like a new Zack Snyder movie alongside a new Adam Sandler movie.
That's the same as Barbenheimer, yes.
Yeah.
Which one's the Animal Crossing?
Weirdly, the Zack Snyder movie, actually.
Oh no.
Yeah. We're going to see a corporation try and do it, and they're going to fail miserably because it will feel fully corporate.
I think Barbenheimer, I can recognize that a lot of it is the audience sort of reception to it, and that it is also a culmination of a lot of other previous memes, as mentioned, like Morbius, Gentle Minions.
Yes.
Doominal Crossing. Doomimal Crossing? That's harder to say. But, I feel like, okay. A few episodes ago, you said, and I quote, let me read this letter from our producer. What does this have to do with the internet? I think if we are being true to Netsurfer Pro, Skibidi Toilet wins.
Yeah.
I think Skibidi Toilet is more along the lines of what Netsurfer Pro stands for.
Yeah.
It's hard to be a cultural critic while also trying to prioritize something that is so internet based. I will say also, when I went into this, I was expecting Skibidi Toilet to win, and I was 100% willing to just have it auto locked in by the end. And we've made a lot of good arguments for Barbenheimer, but there is still that part of me which is admittedly just a bias that is like, prepared to give Skibidi Toilet the crown.
I don't think it's terrible to have the bias, honestly. Like you said, Netsurfer Pro is primarily internet focused, and while the internet was a big part of both of these, one of them was a lot more directly based on the internet, how the internet can create the zeitgeist, how kids media can just kind of like pop off into popular consciousness. It's baked upon a lot of fundamentals that are, from the internet, the Gmods, the SFM animations. It feels quintessentially internet.
I also think, going back to last year with Morbius, it wasn't just the stuff revolving around going to the movie and seeing the movie. It was also like the songs, the bit about morbing.
Yes.
Like, there were a lot of mutations and branches off of Morbius that I don't think Barbenheimer had.
Yeah. There were a couple of art memes that I saw. There were, just general renewed interest in Barbie as a brand. But
I think Skibidi is more of the morb of this year, if we had to do like a word of the year, Oxford style.
Yeah. Skibidi has become part of internet lexicon in a fun way, and yeah, I think not Barbenheimer. I think that Skibidi Toilet pretty obviously had this, but it was still worth really discussing and dissecting, because it's worth really affirming why we were both just like, yeah, it's gonna be Skibidi Toilet, obviously. Because it really is it's quintessentially internet. That it feels like an internet meme that was made on the internet. Skibidi Toilet, Godspeed.
Skibidi Toilet won after a long and fought battle. I want to again shout out honorable mentions are which detective could catch Kira image.
Yes.
Wapeach.
Yeah.
And I also forgot to put this on here, but I was going to mention as well if he had Roblox. If you're familiar with that copy pasta.
I have not.
Okay.
I have not heard that
guys, what one is your favorite? Huggy Wuggy, Seek, Scary Blue, Zumbo Sauce, Ban, Nab Nab, I forgot his name, the Frog Dude, and Slow Saline, Banbalina, Stinger Flynn, Opila Bode, and Awesome Huggy Wuggy. This is me, but I don't want to use it. Blue and Kissy Missy, Kiwi Booey, Choo Choo Chaws, Boxy Boo, but not evil. And we have evil Boxy Boo. We have Squid Game Huggy Wuggy. We have Baby Haggy Waggy in blue, and Freddy Fazbear Oink Oinky Oink Oink. We have Creepy Green, and we have Happy Huggy Wuggy. Look how happy he is. And we have what the hell? We have Nobody Cares Huggy Wuggy. All right, goodbye.
I see.